Hello fellow Peanuts fans! It's time for the Snoopy and Friends Doghouse build from DeAgostini, box number 13. If this is your first time, we are building all these little scenes with all these little pieces. Eventually it will look like this beautiful doghouse of scenes from the Peanuts comic strip. Each box has the build pieces along with a magazine containing the instructions, info on a Peanuts character, a Peanuts theme, and comic strips. In these issues, we are building the Peppermint Patty and Snoopy ice skating scene, plus we're getting started on the snow shoveling scene, plus the Paw Pets extra scene. And the magazines talk about Lucy, New Year's Day, Linus, Sleepless Nights, Schroeder, the Head Beagle, Sally, and hit songs in the Peanuts comic strip. Let's get started on the build with issue number 52. We have Peppermint Patty, some additional nature items for the scene, and the sidewalls. I know from experience that putting in the sidewalls will just make them fall out right away, so instead let's get back to nature. Putting in these bushes and then arranging these wire trees. Trying to make it look as natural as possible and trimming down some of the branches to look more organic. And there are 3 total trees. And let's get in Peppermint Patty and put Snoopy back in place. Later they will be glued. Let's see how those side panels would look. And then move on to 53. We have this green thing, which is a bench, a circuit board, screws, box top, and walls. Let's put in the bench and put back Peppermint Patty. Just like last time, we don't know how we're enhancing the scene. I'm not going to put in the sidewalls yet. I think you can tell I find it very annoying. Let's do another box top. How many of these have we done? I have no idea. I don't even need directions anymore. Just go right at it. Let's move on to 54. We have a base section in here, which is new. I was wondering how we got to build the entire doghouse. We have 2 light strips, a cable management panel, Woodstock, and a broom. Let's get the light strips installed, plug it in and test it. Thank goodness. And of course a little bit of cable management, and here it is on the box. According to some lengthy directions, I need to label this one as bright. Simple as that. Look what we finally have! We finally have our enhancement for this scene, and it requires baby powder. I do not have baby powder. I also don't have matte medium, and matte medium is spelled wrong. It should have an E at the end. Maybe I'm supposed to have a guy named Matt that can channel the spirits of the dead, which I also don't have. So instead of doing this technique for making snow, I decided to look up a technique online and try that out instead. It also mentions making skating marks in the lake with a thumbtack, and I decided to pass on doing that because I feel like it could go terribly wrong. So what I have on hand is white craft paint, baking soda, and white glue. We'll be mixing these 3 to make our snow texture and applying it with a brush. I'm going to test it and see how I like it before applying it to the final scene. And that's how it looks on my finger. It looks pretty good, actually. While we're waiting for that to dry, issue 55. A snowy landscape, back wall, a kawaii Peppermint Patty, and another base. So in the back of this scene, we are building the snow shoveling scene and gluing things down with our super glue, which has become really stringy in the last month, which is a problem. But first I'm going to build the scene and put in the broom and Woodstock. It might be hard to see here, but a string of super glue ruined the backlight, which I try to fix as best as possible. But let's move on to the Paw Pet scene. This is an upgrade that I decided to spring for. This self-contained scene has everything I need in this box. Can't tell you how nice it is to build these, being able to get it all done at once. Let's get it all put together. I almost don't need instructions at this point, just a picture to know that things are going in the correct way. And there's the final Paw Pet scene. Let's get back to the snow. The next day, the snow looks good, so I'm going to move forward with this technique. So let's mix up another batch and get that applied to the trees. I'm just using a brush to dab it on, trying to make it look like a wind-blowing snowy scene where the snow gets caught on the side of the tree trunks and in the elbows of the branches. I think this tree turned out quite good. For the little wire trees, I tried to do basically the same thing. In the end, I thought it was a little too much when all 3 trees were in the scene, so I will eventually knock some of the snow off of those branches. And to blend things in even further, I added a little bit of snow to the bases of the trees, just to give it that mounded effect. Now that the snow is all done, we can finally add in all of the sidewalls. Plus, these items hadn't been glued down before, so I will get those in. And you can see I'm being very careful with the glue and not getting it near the scene anymore. I think I'll have to get some new glue that won't be as stringy. Let's look at the final product for today. We got these 3 scenes worked on, 2 of them done, and 1 of them started. Thanks for joining us here today. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for box number 14, which will hopefully eventually come, but is currently delayed. If you'd like to help out this channel a bit more, we are on Patreon.com. Plus, you can buy stuff from my shop at CollectPeanuts.com. There's so much more there for you to explore in my Peanuts collection, so be sure to check it out. Happy crafting, Peanuts fans! Bye!